It came as a shock to the world when news broke that actor Dustin Diamond died at the age of 44 on February 1, 2021. In January 2021, the actor was diagnosed with stage 4 small cell carcinoma days after being hospitalized for a mystery illness, per TMZ. A representative for Diamond told People at the time, "Dustin is in the hospital and the medical teams are doing tests to find out more. Everyone is hoping for a speedy recovery." Diamond is widely recognized for his role as Samuel Screech Powers in the Saved by the Bell universe. However, the actor did take a stab at music when he joined a band called Salty the Pocket Knife in 2001, per Chaos Control. Although Diamond's career would be plagued by his tell-all memoir and scandal, he was ready to turn over a new leaf. He told his Saved by the Bell co-star Mario Lopez in a 2016 interview, "I want to put the tomfoolery and malarkey behind me for that clean slate. Time for a change." Dustin Diamond spent his final days surrounded by his loved ones, including his girlfriend Tash and best friend Dan Block. Days after Diamond's tragic death, Tash revealed new details about his last moments. She told the Daily Mail, "He was the love of my life. We planned on a future together and spoke often about having kids. I'm heartbroken." The certified pharmacy technician also recalled their last conversation, where he was able to speak to her just one day before his death. She continued, "Even though he was struggling to breathe and had difficulty speaking, he was able to get out the words to me, 'I love you.' I told him I loved him back." According to Tash, Diamond was released from the hospital around noon on February 1st. The actor was taken to a friend's house by a worker for hospice care. Diamond was found not breathing by Tash soon after they arrived. He was pronounced dead at the scene, per the publication. Tash said, "After I got out of our car, I went into the house to be with Dustin. That was when I discovered he wasn't breathing." While still heartbroken, Tash recalls having memorable times with Diamond that she will cherish forever. She said, "You had to experience Dustin as a human being. You can't describe him. He was pure fun. I laughed more with him in these few short months that I have in my entire life." Prior to his death, Dustin Diamond faced serious medical conditions. In October 2019, the actor was diagnosed with MRSA, per the Scottish Sun. Diamond's best friend, Dan Block, recalls taking him to the hospital for the infection after the former noticed a sore on his face, telling the Daily Mail, "It started to eat away his earlobe and he kept putting makeup on it. At the time, Dustin was living in Wisconsin and I live in Illinois, so I made the 3-hour drive up there to take him to the hospital. He had a Nissan Rogue, but since he owed money to the IRS, they took it away from him, so he was basically housebound." Diamond spent 3 days in the hospital fighting the infection before being released from the hospital in December 2019. In November 2020, Block said he received a call from Diamond about feeling sick again, describing a pain in his neck. Block recalls, "Dustin told me the lump was on the left side of his neck right underneath the jawbone neck area. It was the size of a golf ball. He told me that Tosh wanted him to go to the doctor to have it checked out." Diamond did not seek treatment immediately in fear of being recognized by people and facing scrutiny for his medical condition. Amid his cancer diagnosis, Diamond expressed fear of death. Block said, "Dustin was scared. He called me often crying, telling me he didn't want to die. He was in a lot of pain." Following his stage 4 cancer diagnosis, the late Dustin Diamond began his chemotherapy treatment in early January 2021, per The Sun. As told by his friend Dan Block, the Saved by the Bell star was scared to undergo chemotherapy for this reason. His mother died of breast cancer, and he saw what chemo did to her. Diamond also received his cancer prognosis within the same month, stating that he had anywhere from 5 months to a year to live. Block also revealed details from an intimate conversation that he had with Diamond prior to his death, which also covered the latter's biggest regrets in his lifetime. Diamond's answer was pretty simple: everything. Block told the Daily Mail, "Being Screech was both a blessing and a curse. Because of his fame, if he did anything wrong, the entire world would know. If he was just a normal person, only his family and a few friends would know and care. He didn't want to be known as Screech. It irritated him when someone called him Screech. He just wanted to be a normal guy."